Welcome back to Dixie Alley Weather Center. My name is Caleb Crick. Today is August 18th, 2025, and I've got a lot of updates for you, especially concerning Major Hurricane Aaron that is continuing to wreak havoc throughout parts of the Atlantic Ocean into parts of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. It will eventually move off to the north and then eventually off to the north and east, not causing too much trouble, not making landfall. We do expect some problems with some surf and rip currents across parts of the East Coast and the Carolinas, and maybe even some problems throughout parts of Bermuda. I'll also be talking about the tropical disturbance behind this system that could develop as we go farther into the future, later into this week, into next week. And this one may have more of a southerly track that will bring it into parts of the Caribbean and then maybe eventually towards the United States and maybe bring some concerns as we go farther into the future. I will also be talking about the insane heat that will continue to build as we go throughout today and into tomorrow, where we will have temperatures reaching 100, and we also have heat indexes above 110. All this and more is included in this video, so let's get right into it. Here's a look at Hurricane Aaron right now, Major Hurricane Aaron, for that matter, Category 4 hurricane right now, low-end Category 4 hurricane. Yesterday we saw this become a Category 5 hurricane overnight very, very quickly. It was a surprising event, and it did eventually go down to a Category 3 again. But once again, we do not expect this to become a Category 5 once again. Now, there is a chance, but it's not very high, as we do expect this to start to slowly weaken as it moves off to the north. It continues its pattern to curve and then eventually go out to sea. We do expect this to remain a Category 4 as we go throughout the day today, maybe later tomorrow become a Category 3 and slowly begin to weaken as it starts to become bigger but a little less organized as it moves off to the north and eventually speeds up and starts to get caught off into the jet stream and eventually weakens. We do not expect big-time impacts to land with this storm, except for the impacts that are occurring right now across parts of the islands of Turks and Caicos, and then across parts of the southeastern Bahamas. We expect those impacts to occur or continue throughout today, but no impact expected to parts of Dixie Alley, parts of the United States at all. But we definitely do need to watch this new area of development that has just popped up for the potential of future development in the future with this system, as we do have another area of low pressure that has come off of the coast of Africa that does look like it could develop as we go throughout the next couple of days. So here's a look at the track of Hurricane Aaron as we go throughout the next couple of days and into the end of this week. You can see the wind field really has expanded. Both the tropical storm force winds and the hurricane force winds, it's expanded a lot. This storm has gotten a lot bigger. Now it has weakened from when it was Category 5, so it has to work a lot harder to begin to strengthen. So we will start to see this weekend as it reaches cooler waters. Right now it's in still pretty warm water, so it's going to continue to maintain its strength as we go throughout the next 24 hours to 48 hours. We do expect this to eventually start to weaken as it moves off to the north and west and eventually curves real significantly and moves off to the north and east, gets caught in the jet stream in the low pressure system that is going to be coming off the United States of America as we go throughout the next couple of days. But once again, this system has been a surprising system all along its track and all along its lifetime. Very powerful system, just shows you what kind of ingredients we got in the atmosphere this time of year. Anything could happen, especially with that new area that has popped up in parts of the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I got you covered. I will be paying attention very closely to this. Once again, as soon as anything looks concerning for parts of the United States, parts of the Dixie Alley, I will let you know right away. But once again, we're continuing to track Hurricane Aaron as it moves off into our jet stream. I'll continue to track it for you guys as it continues to weaken and make sure that you guys know if this thing is going to cause any future impacts to land. But right now it's looking like no impacts, not much impacts to land, not much impacts to parts of the United States especially, but we could feel some of those rip currents, definitely some high surf. Don't be out in the waters as this is passing by. There should be red flags, maybe even double red flags in parts of South Carolina and North Carolina for those really dangerous seas. So as we go farther into the future, what could this system look like? Well, guys, here's a look at as we go throughout the next couple of days. According to the GFS model, this is going to weaken a little bit and then strengthen again, maybe going through another eyewall replacement phase as we go throughout the next couple of days. It's going to do quite a few of these as we go throughout the next couple of days. It's going to try to strengthen. It's going to weaken a little bit as it tries to reform, tries to better strengthen itself, and the whole time it's going to be getting bigger, a lot bigger. The surface area of this is going to be massive, around 500 miles wide. It's going to be a big system, not as strong as it was maybe, but it's going to be really big, affecting a lot of people. Even if this thing is like 500 miles away, like I said, or like 250 miles away, this is going to cause impacts to parts of the coast. This is going to cause some additional rainfall accumulations. This is going to cause some more, significant wave heights. This is going to cause some dangerous rip currents along the coast. Just don't be getting out in the water and monitoring those local, information about, especially if you live along the beaches, especially if you want to go swimming in the ocean. Make sure you're monitoring those flags. Knowing what each of those flags means. If it's a red flag, it's dangerous surf. Do not be getting in the water. And then double red flag just means the beach is closed. The water is closed specifically. So just make sure that you guys are monitoring updates. Once again, like I said, we aren't expecting landfall with this storm anywhere close to the United States. But once again, this is staying on track right now. This will miss us, and we will get only in on some maybe brief gusty winds along the coast, some heavy rainfall. Once again, we may not be as lucky with some of the future systems. I'll talk about those in a moment. But once again, can't rule out some gusty winds, can't rule out some heavy rainfall, especially as we go throughout the rest of the Dixie Alley. Can't rule out some additional rainfall as we go throughout the next couple of days, parts of Georgia into parts of the Appalachian Mountain. Throughout today, that's going to limit the hot temperatures. I'll be talking about the hot temperatures as we go throughout the next couple of days in parts of the Dixie Alley too. That's going to be really hot, really humid across parts of the Dixie Alley. Heat indexes reaching 110 as you go farther off to the west. But additional rainfall expected throughout parts of today as we go farther out into the future. Once again, seeing some of that rainfall, some of the outer bands across parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, up into parts of New England. A few scattered showers, thunderstorms throughout parts of Alabama, Mississippi. All the Dixie Alley couldn't rule out some of those summertime thunderstorms throughout the day. It's going to be hot enough, going to be humid enough. It's just not all areas will see those scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. More showers and thunderstorms as you go farther down to the south, where there's more moist environment, more favorable conditions as you get closer to the coast. But can't rule out showers and thunderstorms throughout any parts of the Dixie Alley, especially as you go towards parts of the Carolinas with this strengthening and weakening system. And once again, thank you so much for sticking with me as the last couple of days haven't been able to post as much as I've wanted to, post videos and updates on the tropics. I know I've been a little busy with some updates for the channel, just trying to make some things better, improve some things. This is only going to make it better. But once again, thank you so much for hanging tight with me and continue to support this channel. Thank you once again to all who have subscribed. Just watching this encourages me to continue to go farther in my pursuit of meteorology. Once again, thank you so much for all who are watching these videos and continuing to support me. I really enjoy it. Once again, let's continue looking at the total accumulated precipitation. This is basically rain totals that you can see over the next couple of days. Throughout parts of the Dixie Alley, you can see definitely a lot of rain totals in the ocean. This is going to be bothering many people, except for parts of the Bahamas. Isn't going to be bothering a lot of people with that rainfall. We will see a couple of rain totals, maybe up to an inch in some spots in parts of the Appalachian Mountains, parts of the Carolinas, as you're going to be starting to get some more unstable environments from this system. Just some more. This is the area that we are expecting to see maybe a few scattered showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout today. Not expecting much in the way of heavy rainfall, just a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then maybe a few scattered showers and thunderstorms inland in parts of the Florida Peninsula. We could see some rain totals from, maybe a quarter of an inch, maybe up to an inch, maybe a little more in some areas where you get some of those training storms. This is also associated with parts of this tropical Hurricane Aaron that is causing some of these outer rain bands for parts of Florida even. As you can see, it's really trying to extend out here and, trying to cover a lot more space. Once again, it's not going to be causing hurricane or even tropical storm-like impacts for areas like Florida, but we do expect some more additional rainfall totals. Areas that will remain dry will be areas like Tennessee, parts of Alabama, parts of, central and southern Georgia, Parts of Mississippi, maybe a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. Louisiana, maybe getting in on some pop-up showers and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. Not expecting widespread shower and thunderstorm activity throughout today. But as we go further into the future, there will be more action throughout parts of Dixie Valley, more showers and thunderstorms, especially as we go farther out to the east with this tropical system. And then more showers and thunderstorms. The target point seems to be parts of the Appalachian Mountains, parts of central and northern Georgia, and parts of the Carolinas with some more moist environments. But really, anyone in the Dixie Valley, like I said, could get out on some showers and thunderstorms, especially with that daytime heating. Now, temperatures are above average for right now, really above average for the next couple of days, but that's not going to stay that way. And you're going to see, as I show you the 6 to 10 day outlook, you can see we have much below average temperatures that are going to return to areas in the Ohio Valley, up into parts of the plains, up into the Midwest. We're going to have much below temperatures that's going to be diving down into Canada, causing a lot cooler temperatures farther off to the north. And then much nearer temperatures, we're going to have more of that mid-range temperature, those mid-range temperatures around, highs around mid-80s to up maybe around 90 during most of the days. And that's just average, average temperatures for this time of year in these areas like northern Alabama, central southern Tennessee, parts of northern Mississippi, central Georgia, parts of South Carolina and North Carolina. The average temperatures during the day usually range from about 88 to around like 92 or something like that during this time of year. So, it's going to feel a little bit cooler than average. And, that doesn't mean we're not going to get some scattered hot days, like hotter than average days. Doesn't mean we're not going to get some of those scattered cooler than average days, like around like 85 for highs, maybe even lower than that. I'm not saying that we're going to have like a full-blown, like really big cool down, but like it's going to cool it off a little bit. It's not going to be above average like we've been seeing. We're going to get the ridge is going to definitely move off to the west, the north and the west, and it's going to build up here in the, usually where you see the high heat build, that's usually where the low pressure center is going to be moving off towards the west. You can see we're still going to have above average temperatures over here in parts of Florida. Most of the peninsula of Florida is going to be above average. The farther you go down to the south, most of Louisiana is going to still remain above average. You're going to still have some high temperatures, mid to upper 90s, going to stress a few 100s. But as we go further to the north, we're going to start to get some of that relief from the big cool air blast that is going to be coming down from Canada and causing a lot of relief for us. It's going to feel a lot cooler, especially the farther you go to the north. Like I said, it's going to feel cooler than it has been feeling over the past couple of days. Going to be a lot of relief for us, especially as you go further out to the east. It's also going to promote more unstable weather, more rainy and wet weather as we go farther into the future, as we go maybe into the beginning of next week. We'll start to see more of a rainy weather pattern, especially that's usually where the most storms pop up, is usually in between where there's the warm air and the cool air. So we're going to have some more, I wouldn't be surprised if we got into a more wet weather pattern especially across parts of the Tennessee Valley and into parts of the Appalachian Mountains. And you can really see what I mean by a cooler temperature trend on the horizon as we go through the GFS model, the temperature anomalies. You can see this is as we go throughout the next couple of days. This is going throughout today. This is the high temperatures today. Today is going to be one of the hottest days of this week. So don't just take this with a grain of salt. Don't say that don't look at this and be like, oh man, it's going to be really bad over the next couple of days. This is just today. It's just going to be a cool off as we go through the next couple of days. And once again, not everybody is going to see those really hot temperatures, but you can see Louisiana is going to be one of the hottest areas, seeing temperatures upper 90s to low 100s throughout some areas. They aren't actually, you guys in northern Louisiana aren't actually under that excessive heat warning, and that's only because the humidity levels aren't expected to be really high, or else we'd have those excessive heat warnings easily. But you guys are under heat advisory no matter what. It's going to be very hot out there, even if it's going to be a little drier. Areas like Memphis, Tennessee, going to get on some of those hot temperatures as well. Going to be very hot there. Temperatures upper 90s to maybe breaching 100 in some areas. Most of central Tennessee is going to be all right, upper or mid to lower 90s in some areas. As you go farther out to the west, it's going to be hotter. Alabama, mid 90s throughout most of the areas. Go further to the south, maybe get some upper 90s. Throughout most of Florida, mid upper 90s. Georgia, upper mid 90s. South Carolina and North Carolina, maybe it'll be range maybe from 93 maybe into the upper 90s, around 99 it's showing down here. But anyway, no matter what temperatures you see, it's going to be hot. It's summer. Once again, like I said, we're not done with summer yet. It's still going to be pretty hot. But we are going to see that cooling trend as we go further into the future. You can see this is as we go further into the week, into maybe next week. You'll see we'll start to get in on those showers and thunderstorms. GFS models picking up on those pockets of cooler temperatures, and that's assuming that there's showers and thunderstorms in the vicinity. But The hotter weather is going to remain out to the south. Like I said, Florida's going to still be a hot spot for hot weather. Upper 90s throughout most of the area. But those areas that get on the rain-cooled air could maybe even barely even get out of the 80s, or maybe barely get into the 80s, like I said, throughout the day. But as we go even farther into the future, we're going to see the cool temperatures really start to come. This is overnight. This is by August 25th. This is by the beginning of next week. You can see this is overnight temperatures. Low 60s. There's going to be temperatures in the 60s across much of Dixie Valley, and it gets even better as we go farther into the week. Next week, you can see, look at this. This is a low temperature on August 26th, the day after August 25th. Low temperatures throughout parts of Tennessee, maybe in the mid-50s. So it's going to feel really cool as we go throughout the night on August 26th. Now it's pretty far into the future. That's 6 days out. This is as we go into next week, the beginning of next week. So, this isn't exactly what's going to happen, but we know it's going to be a lot cooler. As you go farther to the south, more mild temperatures. But as you go farther to the north, 50s during the night, that's going to feel really cool, especially when you get up in the morning, because those cool temperatures are going to be felt even throughout the day. And once again, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you click the like button and subscribe for more daily awesome forecast videos like this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some information about what's to come throughout parts of the Dixie Valley. Once again, I'm continuing to monitor this tropical wave out here as it moves into a more favorable environment for development. I will continue to watch a 50% chance of development over the next 7 days. I will continue to monitor if it shows signs of development. Once it shows signs of development, I will show you exactly where we are expecting this to go and continue to track this for you, especially if it heads toward the United States. Once again, thank you so much for watching and tuning into this video, and I will see you in the next one.